Okay, so welcome back. In this video we're going to be looking at placing our sprite onto the board, and if we have time, moving the sprite about using like an arrow pad that we'll place next to the map. Okay, the first thing we want to do, or what I have done, is this sprite here. I've saved a copy of this into the web folder, into the images, as you can see right there, and we're going to be echoing out this sprite onto the page and we're going to be using coordinates to determine the sprite's location. So the first thing we want to do is, if we open up our main CSS file, and we can hide all this because we don't really need any of this at the moment, and we'll just create a new ID, of sprite. So we're going to give this an image, and it's going to be of the sprite.png, and we obviously want no no repeats, and we're going to make this a 50 by 50 pixel image, and it's going to hold an absolute position. We apply that, and we can save that. Now if we come back over to our play.php page, on this main div here, where we're echoing out the tiles inside, we're going to give this a position of relative, and this allows us to use the absolute positioning and use the outside of this box as the reference points. So if we come down to here, and under our PHP script for echoing out the tiles, and we'll just place in an image. And give it an ID of what was it, sprite. If we refresh, we can see our image is over here for some bizarre reason. Let's have a look, see what's going on. Position absolute, we'll give it a Z index of 1000. Let's see if that fixes it. Okay, for some reason it didn't like the idea of having an image with an absolute position. So I've changed it to a div, and as you can see here, our sprite is currently located at this point here. Now if we imagine a like coordinates running the top and the left of here, is currently at 1 1, so you've got 1 2 3 4 etc, and 1 2 3 4 etc down there. So we know that our first coordinate 1 1 has a position attribute, an XY attribute of 0 0 in terms of pixels. So to make it have the right position depending on the its coordinates, we need to just do like a little bit of math, and this math we will do inside of this PHP block here. So let's say that our x coordinate equals 2, and our y coordinate equals 5. So our x is along the top and our y runs down along the bottom, down along the left. We need to turn this into the number of pixels that we're going to be pushing this div out by. So we know that position 1, 1 is 0, 0 in regards to pixels. So position 2 is going to be 50, and position 5 is going to be 200. So to work this out, what we need to do is we take the top position, so this is going to be the y coordinate, and we need to take the y coordinate, multiply it by 50, and then minus 50 to give us our exact position in relation to the map. And the same goes for excuse me, the left position. We take the x coordinate, multiply that by 50, and then minus 50. We can then put these figures inside of our div ID, our div here, and we'll just for now echo out the top position, and we also want the left position. Like so. So we should find our character excuse me, right around here somewhere upon refresh. But it's not. And it's probably because we missed out the pixels on the end of our numbers. So hopefully, and there we go. So this has given us our, we're changing our x and y coordinates into pixel coordinates by taking our coordinate and multiplying it by 50 and then removing 50. So we can change this x coordinate and we'll make him sit in there. So I think that's about number 6. So our x coordinate is 6 and our y coordinate is 5. Upon refresh, it sits him right in the middle of them two walls right there. Okay, so now we've learned how we can dynamically place our character depending on its map coordinates. Now we're going to look at moving the character using some kind of like arrows, perhaps. So we can have like arrows sitting right next to that there. So if we stick another div right here. Okay, so for now I've just got a list here in the box next to this and it just says move up, left, down and right, and we'll just use these to control our character. We're not going to worry about collision detection obviously in this video because we've got 5 minutes left before I have to end it. But what we'll look at is moving the character around using these buttons. Okay, so now we can move our character. We can make him go up, and we can make him go down. We can make him go left, and we can make him go right. Obviously these can be replaced by some form of pretty looking button, but as you will notice, we can currently wander off. And we come back, and we can go off the other way, like so. So in order for this to work, I've created a function, and it's called move character. This move character function is used on an on-click event in each of these list items, and inside the move character we have a variable which we place in. We have up, left, down and right, depending on which list element we're targeting. And if we come back up to our scripts, I've got a function of move character x is the variable we're targeting. So if x equals up, we're taking we're creating a new variable, and we're calling it new position, and it equals we've got to pass the integer of the sprite CSS top attribute. So we're getting the top position of the sprite, and we're using the pass int function on it to remove the px that would usually follow it, and then we're minusing 50, and this is to move the character upwards. If we're moving it downwards, it's the same thing, and but this time we're adding 50, and then we're resetting the CSS property top to the new position, and then adding on the px at the end. When it comes to left and right, we're doing the same thing, but we're targeting the CSS property of left, because these are the two properties that we're targeting. We're actually using when it comes to styling the attribute, the sprite and positioning it. We're using a top and left. So by using these this one function and using the if statement, we can change whereabouts the character is positioned. So we can move up, down, left, right, any which way you like. So next we're going to be looking at collision detection. What we're going to do is we're going to hide any links, or should I say list elements, that we wouldn't usually be able to use if we're stuck in a corner. So we're stuck in this corner, we obviously can't go up and we can't go right, so what we'll do is we'll hide these two list items so we can't use them. Okay, so that's it for this video. We'll come back in the next one and work on the collision detection.